Hello and welcome to Patrick's Models and Transport. So we are working on the Skoda 706 Liaz model in 176. This is a Prefo Permot moulding, which was probably, by the look of it, made after the DDR period, or maybe it was actually modified. It was just a normal Prefo Permot, but it was modified. But what makes me think of a later version is that the plastic is a bit softer. Just a second. As you can see, they are absolutely identical. But the plastic sounds different and feels different as well. For instance, here, the rear mudguards are more flexible on this one. And this one here, they're much more rigid. So I think this might be a later model. It's absolutely the same, huh? Anyway, either one way or another, we can see that this fifth wheel has been glued on. You can see the traces of glue. This is one I made out of styrene. This is one that has been added on. Well, anyway, it doesn't really matter. You can see that here at one point there was a rear view mirror has been lost. But it doesn't really matter. Now what we're doing, these white metal wheels have been added. These metal wheels. But of course you wouldn't get a lorry with such chromed wheels. So what I'm doing, I'm toning them down with some grey. I'm painting them grey. And then at the end I'll give the hub ring a touch of red to give it a bit of brightness. So grey rim and a red hub ring. And how did I make, what red paint did I use? What grey paint have I used? In the meantime, the first thing I did, I gave a spot of primer to the aluminium mudguard, because aluminium is a tricky material to paint. So spot of primer didn't do it any harm. And then I used the primer. I added some black to the primer, but it got too much on it. So then I got some white, which is a gloss white, and I mixed some of this dirty mix of white primer and black to it to get the right, a suitable shade of grey. Now we're going to apply it together. It's quite liquid, so important thing is to take advantage of capillary effect. just have a spot of grey has gone here, and I want rid of that. Okay. There. Right. I'd say that's much more realistic. It's already looking very nice. I'm not going to bother with the rear wheels, they're already grey. So I'm not painting what I don't need to paint, these are already grey. Of course, yes, I could even paint them because they're a different shade, etc, etc, but there's no point in risking making a mess of something which is already the shade you want. What I'll do at the end, I'll paint the hub ring red, and I'll also paint the reduction hub red. That way it'll be a very nice livery, typical lorry livery. You'll paint some contrasting parts in different colours, in particular on a fleet. And very often in a fleet where maybe each driver is assigned to a certain vehicle, and so generally drivers like to customise their lorry. But that's very nice. We've toned down that shiny wheel, which was really very toy-like, and like this it's much better. And as I was saying in a previous video, Carrozzas came both in with 3-lex wheels and also with but you know what, I've got such a lot of grey paint that I think we'll just do the rear ones as well. It gets away that kind of plasticky finish. I don't really think. I'm not doing anything, because the risk is that you go and touch and make a mess. There's no point in making a mess, risking a mess for nothing. Grey is grey, grey will stay here, and we'll just make this here red, and that way it'll look nice. In fact, what we can do right now, we'll do that together. Considering I'm not painting this grey because it's already grey, I'm just going to do the red right away. That way we can look at it, we can see it together, and that way we can finish off, top off the video. Right, let's just clean that brush. I've got some leftover paint here, I'll have to use that. I'll paint something. A spot of red over there, as you can see, just a spot of red there. Not speaking loudly because people are sleeping around here. Okay. It's put on quite wet, and once it evaporates it'll make a nice film and we'll see all the detail of the hub. Okay, that's one. Let's do the other one. Okay, that's painted, and that's painted. I'm going to just let this here, leave it down and let it dry. I've seen I've got some red out and think this is probably already dry. I'm just going to, it's a bit sticky but it'll work. Let's paint this mudguard. This will need more layers anyway, so we can give it this first coat of paint, which will mix maybe a bit with the not completely dry surface primer, but then I'm going to glue this on after the first coat, so that I glue it on and I finish painting it once it's on. And we were using glue and glaze because we're gluing aluminium to plastic. This is a sort of rough red primer. Okay, quite nice. Right, I'm putting that out to the road to dry. Okay, so that's us ready. Front wheels, the rear hub, and then once this is dry, I'll paint the front hub, the hub ring grey, red, and that'll be very nice. That'll come very nice, and really make it look very well. Okay, apparently yes, these are the kind of wheels you can buy. You can buy these wheels even on, buy them on Amazon or on eBay as well. These 187 lorry wheels made in white metal. Okay, very well. Cheerio and see you next time. Like the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell and share. Ciao ciao.